Unit 1. I've been running. Vocabulary. Match the free time activities with the photos. Write the correct letter. Then listen and check your answers. 1,
E. Draw cartoons.
2,
C. Make videos.
3,
D. Take selfies.
4,
G. Collect comic books.
5,
A. Run marathons.
6,
F. Do volunteer work.
7,
B. Play the violin.
8.
H. Go for hikes.
Conversation. What have you been doing? Complete the conversation. Then watch and check your answers. Practice the conversation with a partner.
Ricardo, you look as though you've been running.
Hey, Amy. It's good to see you. Yes, I'm training for a marathon.
Good for you. I was wondering where you were. I haven't seen you at the juice bar lately.
Yeah, I get up pretty early to run before it gets too hot. How are you? What have you been up to?
I'm good. I have a new job with an airline, so I've been traveling a lot.
Cool. Where?
Oh, everywhere. I've been to Japan, Brazil, and Italy this year.
How exciting. You have to take me with you next time.
Language practice.
You look as though you've been running.
He's been running for almost a year.
Has she been working there long?
Not very long. She's been managing their social media for only a few months. What have you been up to?
I've been traveling a lot. Have you been playing computer games all day?
No, I haven't. I've only been playing since noon.
Pronunciation. Saying statements as questions. Listen to the speaker say the sentences twice. Notice the falling intonation for statements and rising intonation for questions. 1,
He's been studying Chinese for a year. He's been studying Chinese for a year?
2,
She's been sleeping all day. She's been sleeping all day?
3,
They've been cooking since noon. They've been cooking since noon?
4,
The kids have been playing all morning. The kids have been playing all morning?
Listening. Listen to people talking about hobbies. Choose the correct answer.
Welcome to People at Play. This week, we have been talking to people who have turned hobbies into careers. Let's meet today's guests.
My name is Paco, and I love photography and biking.
Hi, my name is Kristen, and I'm a cosplay artist.
Great to have you both. Paco, let's start with you. How did you turn your hobby into a way to make money?
Well, it starts with my city. I'm lucky to be from Seattle, which has amazing views of water and mountains, great architecture, and cool little neighborhoods. I've been riding my bike there all my life, and one day I was biking with my friend, and she kept stopping to take photos. That gave me an idea. I decided to offer biking tours with photography lessons to tourists.
And how does that work?
I take groups on bicycles to the best scenic spots. Then I give a little lesson. For example, how to take good photos of light coming through the trees. Then my students take photos. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and it's going well. In fact, I had to hire another person. Her name is Brittany.
That's awesome. Thanks, Paco. Now let's talk to Kristen. Kristen, give us some background. What exactly is cosplay?
Good question. Cosplay combines the words costume and play. It's the activity of dressing up like a character in a video game or a superhero from a movie and then going to a convention or party in the costume.
That sounds like fun.
It is. I've been doing it ever since my dad took me to my first comic book convention. I saw all these magical creatures and characters and I said, wow, I want to do that.
Interesting. So then you started making your own costumes?
Yes, I found this great community of cosplay artists online. The internet is so good for making connections. I found websites where people post their designs and costumes. That's what encouraged me to start making my costumes.
Okay. And how did you start making money?
Well, after people saw the costumes I made, they started messaging me and asking me to make costumes for them. In the beginning, they mostly wanted copies, but lately, I've been working with individuals on original designs. Now I have my own website where I sell products and design services.
So customers came to you. That's great, Kristen.
Listening Plus. Listen to the rest of the show. Choose true or false.
And now, let's meet one more guest. This man runs the biggest martial arts studio in town. Welcome, Kenji Thomas.
Hello.
So tell us the story. How did you find out you were good at this? Did you fight a lot? Do you have brothers?
The truth is, I'm the oldest. My brothers are afraid of me. But seriously, karate has always been a big part of my life. But I thought it was just a hobby.
What changed your mind?
Honestly, it was a trip to Japan with my high school. We visited a dojo. That's a karate studio. And I learned about the art and discipline of the sport. I realized that karate is much more than physical exercise. It's about living a good and honorable life. Ever since then, it has been my dream to copy what I saw in Japan here.
So you opened your own dojo in the States?
That's right. I've been running this place for about 5 years now, and it's been a very rewarding experience.
So do you have any advice for our listeners about turning a hobby into a business?
That's a good question. I guess I'd say you have to work hard and get really good at your hobby. You also need to be sure that it is something that other people want to learn. Do some market research. It's not enough to just like something. You have to have something special to offer people.
That's great advice. Thanks for being on the show, Kenji.
My pleasure.
Reading. Camera in the Sky.
What do birds see? Jia Han knows. The 23-year-old aerial photographer specializes in using drones to take pictures of the world below. Jia's photos have gained attention in photography contests. Recently, PVQ magazine caught up with Jia on a shoot in Seoul. So Jia, how long have you been doing aerial photography?
Well, it started with a motorcycle accident. Not mine, but a friend's. She had to stay in bed for a year, so she rented a special drone camera that she could control from her room. I started playing with it and eventually got my own. That was about 3 years ago. I've been using one ever since.
So what sorts of landscapes attract you?
I like hills, the way they change shape, and the desert at sunrise.
Is a drone difficult to navigate? It seems like you'd have to make a lot of choices about where to fly to get a good shot. Is that a key skill for the photographer?
Definitely. Aerial photographers have a much bigger range than people on the ground. We can go 20 meters up or 50, and that decision is really going to affect the picture.
I'll bet. So what do you recommend for people who are getting started?
The ocean. The beach always looks amazing from above, especially a tropical beach with all the different blues and whites. I've also seen some beautiful pictures of forest in winter. but artists have to be patient to find that one perfect shot.
It must be exciting to be one of the first people doing this sort of work.
Absolutely. A plane flies too high and too fast to capture the details, so this is the first time photographers have been able to show our planet in this way.
It sounds like you have a real passion for this art form. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Homework. Listening.
Welcome to the morning show. I'm Bobby Sanchez. The question we're asking today is, does anyone have a hobby anymore? Got an answer? Call in and let us know. And there's someone on line 1, so let's start. Tell us your name and do you have a hobby?
Hi, I'm Lynn, and I've been collecting comic books since I was 10 years old.
You've been collecting comic books? How did you get interested in collecting them?
Well, I started collecting Superwoman comics as a kid, and I have been collecting other superhero comics since then. Right now, I have about 200 comics in my collection.
Sounds very interesting. Lynn, you do have a hobby. Now, let me talk to Saul on line 2. Saul, why don't you tell us about your hobby?
Oh, I've been making videos of myself studying and streaming them online for 3 years.
You've been making videos of yourself studying? Now, that's not really a hobby, is it? A hobby is an activity you do for pleasure.
Well, I really enjoy helping others study. That counts, doesn't it?
If you say so, but you've been streaming online because...
Studying alone can be lonely. Having a study friend helps you stay focused. By watching me study, other students are encouraged to study hard and are better prepared for their exams.
You've been doing a lot of studying. How else do you encourage your viewers to keep studying?
I talk to them, and I've been giving out gift cards for things like coffee and books to help them study.
Thanks, Saul. And finally, we have Juan. Do you have a hobby, Juan?
Well, 2 years ago, I was blogging about volunteer work, but a friend told me to stop blogging and to start volunteering. Eventually, I started volunteering at the local animal shelter.
You've been doing volunteer work for a special reason.
Yes, to solve a problem and make a positive impact on the community.
And what kind of things do you do at the shelter?
Whatever is needed. I feed the animals, walk the dogs, and clean out the cages.
Fantastic! Thanks to all our guests for sharing their hobbies with us. I think we can say that some people do still have hobbies.
Pronunciation. Listen to parts of the conversations again. Write a period or question mark at the end of each sentence. 1.
You've been collecting comic books?
2.
You've been making videos of yourself studying?
3.
If you say so, but you've been streaming online because...
4.
You've been doing a lot of studying.
5.
You've been doing volunteer work for a special reason.
Reading.
More than a hobby. Jonah Larson has been crocheting since he was 5 years old. He learned his craft by watching video tutorials online. From his home in Wisconsin, Jonah has been building a crocheting business, as well as a presence on social media. Over 150,000 people have been following Jonah's social media page and watching him crochet online. With the money Jonah earns from his crocheting business, Jonah's hands, he has been buying more yarn and donating money to an orphanage in Ethiopia. I see crochet as a positive way to bring the world together, and it's just a craft that everybody comes together and enjoys, he recently told a television guest host. Through his crochet and a crowdfunding page, Jonah has been helping people find their passion and follow their dreams.
As always, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And before you go, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that tiny bell. And don't forget to check out some of our other videos on the channel. On to the next time.